Gentlemen, what's the most notable moment of your walk?
For me, the thing that sticks out in my mind is just the night hours, which we briefly touched on there, which is just all the time you spend alone on the plaza, and that just is really the thing that gave me calm and reminded me while I was there.
For myself, going down across the table, the Sentinel Ed Tatum mentioned that he got blessed, and we're not asking people to thank us at all, but twice in the 18 months I was there, somebody whispered over the railings, "Thank you," and I just started to cry on the mat. So
There was a lot of times that I had time to reflect on things while I was a sentinel at the Unknown Soldiers Tomb. There was a lot of nights where it was just dead quiet. There were times during the day when it was raining so hard you couldn't hardly see across the plaza. Summer thunderstorms in Virginia are something to behold. And probably my most memorable moment is standing at the south end of the mat, looking north, counting my 21 seconds, and seeing lightning strike an oak tree just 100 yards off the plaza. And what are you going to do? I couldn't do anything. I certainly couldn't react.
you're holding the light.
Exactly. But those are the times that I remember most when I think back about my service there. We were there to honor the unknowns. That was the only reason that we were there. It was something that took a lot of mental conditioning, if you will, on our own parts to be able to stand out there and do that as long as we did. Those things have shaped a lot of us in our adult lives. They're just too many things to really even think about that are to make one special. They were all special every day.
It's one of the ones that I probably use the most if I've been interviewed, because it sticks out the most. Again, the freezing rain. You're out there by yourself. There was two tourists up on the steps. One of them was on the north end. He was wearing a O.D. Greenfield jacket, patches. I assumed he was a Vietnam veteran based on his age and the patches he was wearing. And he just stood there. He didn't have an umbrella. He didn't have a hat on. He was just as wet as I was. And he just stood there during my entire watch. And this is during winter hours, so it's an hour. And he just stood there at the north end the whole time. And when I stopped at the north end, faced the tomb, started counting my 21s. Once I was done, faced back down the south end, I changed weapons to the right shoulder. And just before I started to step off again, my 21 steps, he leaned over the rail. He stayed behind the rail, but he just leaned forward. He quietly said thank you and then walked away. And it just makes the rain go away. It makes just everything better. It gave a complete, clear picture of why we were there and why we did what we did. And that was in '92, and I'm still clearly affected.